welcome in the Dean of Knicks Film School. That is Jonathan Macri for an edition of The Numbers Game. Jonathan, always good to see you. First number 34. What stood out to you about OG Anunoby after his 34-point performance against Denver Friday night?
What stood out to me was one of the best two-way players in the NBA. Look, we know when OG is stroking it from three, the Knicks' success is off the charts. What I really liked about his performance at Denver, though, was his using the threat of his three to put the ball on the floor, catch the Nuggets off guard. He had 5 field goals in the restricted area. He is at his best when he is leveraging his shooting threat for easier opportunities at the rim. That's exactly what he did against Denver.
All right, Jonathan, let's add 10. 44. Right? Famous number up there in Syracuse. That's how many assists the Knicks had in the game. One shy of their franchise record. Jalen Brunson had 15 dimes. What do you like about the way the Knicks are sharing the basketball right now?
Well, what I love about this is you knew when this team was assembled and put together the way it was, they were going to assemble a lot of tough shot makers. That is what they have throughout their starting five. But the Knicks are at their best, not when they're making tough shots, but when they are leveraging the threat of those difficult shots to get easier shots for their teammates. I love the dribble drive game right now. You saw all the three-pointers falling. That was as a result of guys breaking down their defenders, kicking it out for easier looks from behind the arc. That is absolutely when Jalen Brunson is at his best and when the Knicks are at their best.
All right, Jonathan, next up, the number 4, right? The Knicks have 4 wins by at least 35 points this season, most in the NBA and most in franchise history. What's different in these games where everything seems to go right?
Yeah, this one's a little bit of a boring answer, but I think when you see the threes falling for the Knicks, it's basically a guaranteed win. I know everybody shoots the three today, and generally when those threes go down, teams tend to win. With the Knicks, though, it is an automatic. When they shoot at least 45% from behind the arc, they are undefeated, 14-0. They go from a very difficult team to beat, again, to an impossible team to beat when the threes are firing away and falling. All
right, our next number, 111.7. That's the Knicks' defensive rating, 7th in the NBA. How has this team been able to figure things out defensively, especially as of late?
Yeah, I mean, you look at just like the last handful of games, and they've been by far the best defense in the league. But you could even go back further than that. In 14 of their last 21 games, the Knicks have held their opponents to 103 points or fewer. Again, looking at when this team was assembled, it was supposed to be the best combination of offense and defense in the league. The offense has been there for the last year and a half. It's the defense that took a little bit longer to come around. I think we're seeing it finally come to fruition now. And the guy that we talked about at the top, OG Anunoby, he is usually at the center of it all. When he's defending, they are at their best.
All right, as Scooby-Doo used to say, rut-row, right? Our last number is 298. It took Jason Tatum just 298 days to return from a torn Achilles. How does his return to Boston impact the complexion of the Eastern Conference?
Well, I think it makes it that it's more than just avoiding Detroit, which is the word that has been circling around the Knicks for a little while now. Obviously, they've had their trouble with the Pistons, but the difference with the Celtics is they are a documented championship winner. This core knows how to go all the way. Obviously, they did not do it against the Knicks, who eliminated them in last season's playoffs. I just think the Celtics are going to use that for extra motivation. So if you're the Knicks, look, your biggest opponent is the one you see when you look in the mirror. You got to get over your own hurdles, but there are multiple teams in this Eastern Conference worth respecting to the utmost degree for sure.